Dooby 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 doo. Dooby 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 doo. Dooby 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 doo. A dooby 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 doo. Okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have sound, we have music. Oh, yes. Alright. Okay, everything's working. We have coffee. And we're playing Space Engineers. Let's press play. Let's get it going. As we chill out on a Sunday, having a bit of fun. Wow. I love it. There we go. Let's just get rid of that Discord overlay thingy, please. Thank you. Thank you, Discord, for letting me know. Yeah. Continue game. So today I want to look at transitioning between the mid-game and the end-game. So we've got our ship, did a bit of repairs, and thought about what I wanted to do next. What can we do next? The clue's in the title of the game. Space Engineers, huh? What do engineers do? Well, we've constructed... pirates again with Mayday signals. We've constructed this ship. It's functional. But... it's also got a lot of hydrogen usage, as we already know. I'm forever having to take a break, melt some ice, and refuel. Could we make that more efficient? Hit number 2. There's the engines. Have a look at them. It's a lot of engines. Yeah, that's a lot of engines. So any kind of movement in space is going to use the engines. And all of our engines are hydrogen based. So if we wanted to make the ship more efficient, one of the things I noticed is our batteries are full. We're not having a power problem. Now, at the end of the last episode, we were talking about adding a large nuclear reactor so that we could have a second jump drive. Trying not to cook myself in the process. So, I've added a large nuclear reactor and a jump drive. Yeah. And we can run those quite happily. Not going to cause us any problems. So, right. We have jump drives. We have a nuclear reactor, a large one. That's going to give us quite a bit of power. We should have the uranium. We do. How can we reduce the hydrogen? Well, if we look at thrusters, we can see ion thrusters. Now, they don't take hydrogen, but how good are they? That's what a large hydrogen thruster takes. That's what a large ion thruster takes. So we need gold and platinum. We've been collecting the platinum, so we've got that. We've got the cobalt, we've got the iron. What about the gold? 320. Now we'd need 2, so that's 640. We don't have 640. We need gold. We need quite a lot of gold. We need about 1,000. Let's say 1,000. Let's keep it in round numbers. So we need to try and find 1,000 gold. Solution? Yeah. EA gold. I've already scouted out some gold. (3,272.6 kilometers away. Alright. Should we go and take a look? I'm interested in doing some experimentations with ion engines to reduce our hydrogen usage. Will they work? We can use them in combination with hydrogen engines, so it's not a problem there. But these are ion engines. What are the pros and cons? The pros are they don't use hydrogen. The cons are they don't work in atmosphere. And we do currently land the ship. So, 99.98. Alright. Obstacle detected. Ooh. Okay. We've got an obstacle detected. Operational jump drives 2. 2.23. Yeah, everything looks good. Yeah, okay. Wonder what the obstacle is. It's probably something big. Let's hope he doesn't kill us. Right, dropped us to here. Huh. Okay. Not sure what's going on with the obstacle thingy. Is the planet getting in the way? %13 charged, okay. That's interesting. Not sure why, but hey ho. This is where we are, so this is where we'll be. No point in switching the engines on, that's too big a distance. No, they're already on, it doesn't matter. Obstacle in the way. Possibly an asteroid or something getting in the way. We do have the ice asteroids. Okay. Alright, I guess we have to wait. So this is the part where we have to wait for the jump drives to recharge. That's not too bad a problem. Five minutes. Alright, we get 5 minutes spare. That's nice. So jump drives aren't as reliable as I thought. Interesting though. I would have expected a closer dropout, but that's fine. That's fine. How can we test the iron engines? I've got that little diddy ship. Wonder how much a small ion engine costs. I think we could probably do that. Let's have a look. I don't think we'll be able to get... Ah, yeah, we can. Small blocks. Here we go. $4 gold. I'm going to put that in production. So what I'm thinking of doing is comparing the thrust of a small ion engine to a small hydrogen thrust. That could be an interesting result. I'll use one of these science fiction ones. I don't think it matters. Pop it in there. We'd need steel, won't we? Yeah, we need steel. Where to put my ship? Here we go. Just pop it on top, I guess. There we go. Alright, little one. That's an ion thruster, and it's powered. Okay. How do we measure these? There we go. .4 kilonewtons. Huh. .98 kilonewtons. That's a big difference. %15. That's not a good result, is it? 15% of the thrust. Test complete. Makes me wonder why. Okay. Okay, first test, not so good. I don't think. Can we get to this place yet? Right, there's a great big rock in front of us. That's what it was detecting. Okay. It seems to have got us here, though. Alright, I think we are somewhere we want to be now. That's not too bad. All we've got to do now is find the gold. So, will that reduce our thrust? Yes. How badly? I mean, will it make the ship unusable? I wouldn't have thought so. Will it cause problems? I also wouldn't have thought so, because we can modify. So what we'll be doing is swapping hydrogen for power. And we've got plenty of power. Ah, I can see the gold now. Okay. So all we need to do is get that gold. Ha ha ha. That's going to be fun. La, 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 la. Okay. That looks accessible. So yeah, swapping to ion engines. We can't do too many, is the answer, looking at the power to thrust and weight ratios and all that kind of gubbins. Alright, let's start manoeuvring in. Slowly. This is a big ship and it doesn't manoeuvre very well. I think we have to stop about there. Might be a good idea before we hit the asteroid. Yeah. Alright, we have to line that up somehow. And there's our target. Our angles are bad. So if we move upwards, point our nose downwards, should be able to get better angles there. That's okay. Alright, I think I'm okay with that. Can we have a drill, please? Yep. Just using the shadow on the left-hand side to gauge distances. We should be alright there. Pull the nose down. See what we've got. Drill works. Good. Right. Everything looks okay. Have I made mistakes? Bit off angle. Okay. I think we'll be alright there. Alright, let's grab some gold. And we need about 1,000 bars of gold, don't we? That's going to be a lot of gold. How long will it take this kind of stuff to refine? I don't know. That's going to take a while, isn't it? It's not too bad. We've got time, so let's do it. Let's pick this stuff up. We're going to be rich. We've got a gold mine. Ha ha ha, we could sell it. That'd be funny. I'm just watching the weight of the ship in the bottom right hand corner as usual when mining. That's how I gauge how much I've got, but it's not a very good gauge. I think we're okay. That's quite a lot of gold already. How much is it refining into? That's the big question. How much do we need? I don't know, is the truthful answer. Right. Okay. Well, we're out of gold mines, so that's fine. Right, yeah. We just have to refine it, don't we? Does that mean I can have a cup of coffee? I think it does. Oh my god, it is early morning after all. I'm going to put the kettle on, I'm going to let that rest. Give me some kind of timings. And then we just times it by 10, don't we? We're only looking at 5 minutes. That's 50 minutes. Alright, let's put the kettle on. So we've got about 30k of ore on board, which isn't a lot by any kind of standards. And we are looking at about 50 minutes worth of refining. So we need about 50k, don't we? So I need another 20. Okay. The kettle is on. That's the one thing about mining, especially in this kind of situation where I'm watching the weight of the ship. I'm not overly keen on over-mining something. Doesn't cause problems, it just, well, just takes longer. 28. $40 something. Ah, 41. Okay. Kettle should be boiling about now. I think I am happy with that amount of gold. Alright. Okay. Where's the sun? Over there. Oop, wrong way. There we go. Lovely. All we have to do now is make the coffee, and hopefully that refining should get going, and we might be getting towards what we need in gold. Medical shuttle distress signal. Okay. Just making sure it's safe to make a cup of coffee before I do it. So let's do that. So I'm thinking about the forward thrusters. We have four? Yeah, 4. We could halve that. Is it just 4? It looks like it. Oh, we do have those little diddies, don't we? Yeah, we have the little diddies hidden underneath as backup. No point in replacing those. I'm thinking... let's replace one on either side and see how that affects the ship. If it's complete disaster, we just change it back, I guess. Okay. And this doesn't seem to be working out too badly on the gold. Alright. I better switch the engines off for doing this kind of thing. If I take those engines off, do I cripple the ship? I don't know. How are these connected? Let's have a look. Is that a connector? Yes, it is. That's a conveyor. So the answer is, I should be able to do this. Okay. Have we got any company from anywhere? Doesn't look as though we've got any pirates knocking around, so, yeah, okay. This is going to be interesting.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
Oh, they're going to be awful to get rid of, but never mind. That's fine. It's these large steel tubes, isn't it? Wow. That's a lot of components. Lovely. I might want to stop there and test out thrust. Nah. Let's not. Let's go with the hunches. It seems to make sense what I'm doing, because we seem to have quite a lot of thrust anyway. Yes, engines take quite a lot to dismantle. There we go. So I did leave a couple of conveyors behind. That's fine. That medical shuttle's having a problem. Okay. What I'm looking to do is place in a big thrust line. Ah, wait a minute. That doesn't look right. Okay. Let's try that one. Is that bigger? It is. Ah. Okay. How will that fit in? And we need to fit it in the corner part slot. Yeah. About that. Move it upwards. How do I actually place this without being inside it? That's not clever. Alright. Maybe we have to be slightly over here. It fits there. Will it fit there? Yes. Will that be alright? Don't know. It has to be clear. It's clear. And we are in that little gap there. Right. Okay. Interesting. Well, that medical shuttle's gone away. That's good news. And how are we looking here? Oh yeah, gold is coming through now quite nicely. That's alright then. Excellent. Now we have to dismantle this one and prepare this station. Okay, no, we don't want to be drilling it. That will just explode it. Oh, I'm going to have a good day with this, aren't I?
Inventory full.
I can already tell. Replacing engines.
Inventory full.
A little bit of fun. Not something you do every day on a large ship like this.
Inventory full.
But I really am interested to see what happens. We have to tie them into the main engines, don't we? Yeah.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
So yeah, dismantling your engines, always good fun. Okay, gives us a space. That's number 5. Up a bit. I think that's it. Yeah, that's right. That's where I want it. Okay. We now have 2 rather big ion engines. Interesting. Not built, but we have them. So what do we need to do now? We need to go K. Top. So it doesn't affect the braking thrust, it only affects all thrust. Okay. And I want snafus all thrust, that's you. So it's only this one it affects. So it's you two. See, it's control. Click, click. We're adding you two in. Make sure everything else is in there. Yes, it is. Save. Engines are switched off, so you off, match them all up, and we're done. Right, that should be okay. .3 meganewtons. Oh, it's not as bad. %60. Okay. So there is a difference between the small ones and the large ones. Right. Okay. Nice to know. Stuff. So, production. Large, please. Thrusters. And I'm going to go for sci-fi large iron thruster. 1, 2. 960. Oof. All right. Just let that roll. Will we have enough gold? There's the question. I think so, yes. Yeah. We will have enough gold. Right. That's fine. Interesting. I wouldn't have thought it was that easy to just change over, but we are now in an advanced stage of the game. So I think I should have expected it, really. Up to a point. But that's only 2 iron engines. Obviously we've got the braking thrusters that we could halve as well. So we're going to lose half of 40% or 20% thrust. I think that's a fair trade. I don't think it's going to cause the ship any problems. I just think... What about power? Powering those big things is going to be a different story, isn't it? Does it tell us? No, it won't do until we actually make them. If you're wondering why I'm hovering around the gold still and not continuing my journey, it's quite simple. I'm thinking about making 2 more for the braking thrusters. The other area where we use a lot of hydrogen is landing on planets. Could we use atmospherics? Combine our landing thrusters with atmospherics? Well, the answer is yes, we can. How reliable is that? Are we asking for trouble? I think we're asking for trouble, but I did do all the calculations last night and thought about it properly. And it actually works out more advantageous to use atmospheric thrusters. But there is a caveat with that. You can't actually slow your ship down until you get to about 5 kilometers above the surface. So if you can't stop in time, if you have a 5 kilometer braking distance, you're going to hit the surface. And we currently have a 2 kilometer braking time. Atmospheric thrusters won't get that full power until about 2 kilometers off the floor. So does it add up? Well, I don't know, because I'm not going to use pen and paper to work it all out. And I think that goes beyond playing a game for fun. So, yeah, stuff that idea. We'll use hydrogen. We've got plenty of it. The hydrogen isn't causing us a problem. I'm just trying to see whether we can make the ship more efficient. Because we have sideways thrusters, which we can't do because we haven't got multiple of them. So there's only forwards and backwards I can really change safely. That in itself is interesting. Alright. So there we go. How do you calculate it all out? You don't. You guess. Because all I'm doing really is guessing. Do I want to take more gold with us? Probably. But I would like to get these made first. That's a lot and that's slow. Just using the shadows on the ship to find out where the sun is. And that looks about right. Yeah, we're recharging now. So we can recharge our batteries whilst we do the experiment. That's good. Saves us turning on a nuclear power plant. I always prefer to use the passive if I can. And at 2.3 I don't think turning on nukes is a good idea. We're above a 2/3. I don't like using resources unless it's needed. Some people will say, who cares, and just turn it on. This isn't looking too bad. It is getting through that quite quickly. And it is getting through the gold quite quickly. This is actually interesting. Who's going to win, the refinery or the assembler? Well, the refinery wins. It's got speed modules on it. The assembler hasn't, and this is one of the reasons why. I think we're okay-ish. Not overly sure. 1,600 of those to go. I need the amount of gold that we've got to be above whatever it needs. So we're looking at about 500. Huh. That's not too bad then. Alright. I think we are going to mine more gold though. We're going to need it if we're going to replace the other two engines, which I'm not in a hurry to do because experimentation might take a while with the ones that were just fitted. So, yeah, there's no rush there. And this area of space hasn't filled up with pirates, has it? That's also interesting. So I think hanging out here is going to be okay. Anything else we want to do to the ship? Well, we're looking at efficiency measures, aren't we? Switch that drill off for a minute. Put ourselves in combat mode, otherwise I won't be able to see incoming. It's at this stage of the game that I'm thinking about that unidentified signal as well, because that is the end game. That opens up modules that we can't build, which is the next tier of modules up, basically, like refineries and assemblers that are supposedly amazingly good. Don't know, never made them. But that is a possibility. How to tackle the unidentified signal? Well, that's a different kettle of fish, isn't it? Yeah. How much space have I got left in my ship for the things that we need? We've got a little bit of space, but not much. Yeah, we can always make some if need be. The weight of the ship is absolutely fine. That's why I'm thinking so much about stuff and not just adding things. Just wondering whether we can fill up our fuel tanks at the same time. I think we can. Yeah, that's got a long way to go. Gold required 470. $467, we've done it. We are there. Right, so that balances. We have an excess. Not by much. So about 40k to 50k was the right call. Okay. Interesting. I like it when I get things estimated roughly correctly. Yeah, I like that. What about power? Nine hours. Okay, that tells me something. Alright. We can ignore power for now. So I don't want to have to come back to the gold, is the thing. I'm also thinking about what to do about a mining ship, and I might have an answer to that now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mine silly amounts of gold, aren't I? It looks like it. Okay. Test of engines without the ions. No thanks. Let's not. Let's not do that. I'm trying not to move because I'll... That is so slow. How can I do this? Could leave this ship here to do this, couldn't I? It's not the only ship we have. What distance is a space station? It's a good question. Pop P1. .91 kilometers. I've got a ship parked at that space station which we could go and pick up. How dangerous is that? 91 kilometers is dangerous in an unarmed ship. 20 kilometers is dangerous in an unarmed ship. I think we're stuck. We're stuck with what we're doing. Fair enough. Build planner is empty. Okay. Large steel tubes, okay, yeah, we understand. Oh god. Alright, it's just thrust components on that one. Diddly-dee-dee-dee. I do love this kind of thing where you can do a couple of things at once. It's always nice. Again, just thruster components. $99 steel. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can get at least one of them up and operational, I guess. I doubt it. 960. So there's two ways of doing this. You can make them, or you can salvage them. And from my experience of salvaging, I think I prefer to make them. End up doing more repairs than I do building anything new. Oh, 566, that's not bad. Got space above them. Forgot. Oh well. Seven, 4, 6. Alright, it's not too bad. Thrust components do come through quite heavily. And now we're out. So I've used up all my spares. Okay. I know I had spares in there. Huh. That gap. Is that gap a problem? Shouldn't be. You'll be fine. Honest. So now we're just waiting on the thruster components. That's perfectly okay. Saves us a little bit of time later. So how will this affect the ship? Acceleration will be slightly slower, but we've halved the hydrogen usage for acceleration forwards. That's good. I think that's going to help. It's going to use power though. I don't think that's a problem. Not something I want to solve unless it proves to be a problem in the long run. I mean, will we still have this massive excess of power? No, but is it going to break the bank type of thing with this amount of batteries? Probably not. Hopefully not. Where's that sun going? Alright. It's fine. So like everything else in Space Engineers, sometimes it's just, hey, take a little bit of time. There's 100. That's one done. Let's have a look and see how this looks. I think I've got it roughly about right. 100%. Doesn't look too bad. I don't need to put an extra block in, really. I don't think I do, anyway. Alright. So even if these hydrogen engines get shot up and fail, got the backup of the ions, which probably isn't as good as the backup of another hydrogen engine, but it's a backup. It is something that will work. Yeah. I think I'm alright with that. Start piling them in here now. 253. Alright. We are going to get pirates if we stay here for too long. Check it works, F2. No, just number 2. Yep, nice bright blue glow comes on. That's fine. So I've set that up correctly. What is that? Is that asteroid very close? No, it isn't. It's gone dark. That's fine. Well, that proved to be an interesting coffee break. We have an ion engine out of it. So I did have thruster components spare. Just wondering how many I'm going to need now. Easy way to do this is to take production, cancel it. I don't want to make more than I have to. So let's collect up all the ones that we have done. Okay, it's looking good. Alright. So it's G. Take the build planner off. Resupply the build planner. And now make exactly the amount that you want to make. Done. So now we've used up all the excess. And it's telling me I need 600. Okay. At 205 gold ingots. Call it 200. Way more than we need here. All right. Interesting. How come we were making too few? Something doesn't add up here. So what I'm doing is I'm just double checking myself because I often get things wrong. Yeah, it's right. Huh. It's a vulture, okay. Turn guns towards vulture. I've got a feeling that that's going to come in here. Give us some hassle. Yeah, that's coming in. Looks like we've got combat. I don't think we stick around for the combat. Alright. Acceleration is slightly slower than normal, but it's okay. First acceleration test. Looks fine. That's not bad. It's just I don't really want to be going into combat without full testing of acceleration because we need that for combat. Okay. I don't like taking risks where a lot of damage could happen. Vultures can do a lot of damage. That's heading away now. I like it. I like the fact that it's actually working out. Even if the ship's now too big to fit in camera space. Okay. Have we got drones incoming? Don't know. Guess we'll find out very shortly. We may as well make a trip to SS Nafa at this point. Where are you going? Towards us. Okay, it is combat time. We've got incoming. That vulture's decided it wants to have a bite. Or is it going for the unknown signal? Yeah, it's going for the unknown signal. Interesting. Well, it's made a mess of that. That's coming towards us. We have to turn left. Okay, no longer coming towards us. Alright. Got a feeling that vulture's going to follow the signal. Okay. No, it's continuing on its way, it looks like. Okay. Things I have to do. Always look where you're going. Where is that vulture going in such a hurry? I think it's chasing something, but I'm not sure what. It'll be shrapnel or something? I don't know. Weird. That is very fast movement, though. Okay. Direction's alright. I'm happy. It's doing weird things. That thing is manoeuvring again. Ah, it's gone. Thank God for that. Alrighty. Interesting. It's very, very hard to calculate which direction things are moving in. So if you're used to doing vector maths, then you're fine. Most people aren't. Let's be honest. Vector maths is something I've been doing for years and years and years for doing 3D graphics on computers, so for me it's okay. I can usually gauge which direction something is travelling in, but that last part there actually got me. I couldn't work it out. Never mind. Alright, that's looking good. We're down to the last couple of hundred to make. Alright. Our little encounter kept us busy enough. It's a disadvantage, I think, of space travel is distances and directions are very, very hard to guesstimate because you can't know them. Which is why I leave all these little blue markers everywhere. so that I can actually get distances and directions. Use your GPS system is really the answer. Use as many markers as you think is necessary, and if you don't think it's necessary, use more. But I think we're alright here. No drones, good. So it's interesting, navigating space is one of the most difficult things the human brain can try and understand, and unfortunately, the human brain can't understand it. Not well, not accurately anyway. So don't try. If you see something moving, head away from it. It's as simple as that. If you want to avoid it, that is. I think we can build this iron engine now. Then we'll have a complete ship again. Yay! Go me. Which brings us to the final question. Really? Let's get this thing made. So we've got full thrusters again. So we have enough thrust already. This is spares, maybe you might call it. I like to carry spares. Did I just get a red... Is it this thing that's distracting me? Yeah, I think it is. That's saying 376. That's not 376. What is going on? I don't know. How come we need another 300 components and the production is nearly complete? Huh. It's missing 333. Okay. So they're hiding somewhere in the system. Okay, I get you. Yeah, they are. I just need to do multiple clicks to find them. Yeah. Good. $10 required, according to that. $1 required. Done. Did that give me excess again? No. I've got reactor components in excess, that's fine. Engine check. Engines check. We're good. Wow. Now, one of the things I've not really been liking is using the ship as for mining, as we probably already know. So my idea now is maybe we shouldn't. This is taking a lot less hydrogen. The acceleration's not bad. It's good enough. Wow. That's actually quite amazing. That has worked. That modification to the ship has definitely worked. So I am more than happy with that. Deceleration. Probably a good idea to modify it. Okay. Fine. Our turning ability is pretty lousy. There we go. Well, now that vulture's gone, we can probably get some more gold. These pirates aren't as troublesome as they could be, which is good. Just wondering whether we can tackle them successfully without killing the ship. I need a drink. Let's just go grab some water. Ah, lovely. Alrighty. That's better. Right, so the final question is, how far into endgame do I want to go? I think it's better if I don't, because we're streaming, aren't we? And that will give away the end game. Because we could go for it now. We are in a position now where we can go for it. What that would entail is tackling that unidentified signal. Hmm. Alrighty. I think I prefer this thrust actually. Can't really see the gold too well. Okay. Do our measurements again. Okay. So I want to go downwards. Tilt up. It's looking okay. Did I leave a light on the front of here? Yes, I did. Okay. That's fine. And we can just continue some of this, I think. Clunk. Gotta love the clunkiness. So eventually, I probably will replace the backwards thrusters, or two of them anyway, for ions, because that makes sense. It's not something I'm in a hurry for. But I think we've carved out quite a lot of this gold. Yeah, we have. And if we remember, we need about, what, 50k? It's 21. $31. I'll take more. So this is future-proofing again, isn't it, really? That's what I'm doing. Hoping this works out. Are we hitting things? No, we're not. Now we got 41s. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's 50k. Lovely. Can we turn around without hitting the backside onto a rock? Yeah, I think we can. Alrighty, that was successful. Magic. Hold on. And we can spin now for the sunlight. There we go, just use the planet for that. And there we go. Space travel made easy. But I think that roughly shows you how you can improve on the mid game. As you approach end game, you can start going for ion engines and things like that, replacing older tech with newer tech. But you can't overdo it, because you're still going to need the hydrogen engines for atmosphere. So it starts coming up with hybrid ideas. And it's how far do you want to take those hybrid ideas? For instance, I wouldn't mind going after some of the pirate space stations that are lying around space at the moment. For that, I probably want to build a railgun. Now, the railgun is huge, and I mean huge. So this is the railgun. It requires steel plate, does it? But look at the size on it. It's fixed, so you have to aim it, either using a camera or by its placement. It's awkward to place. That's for certain. And I would say it's a centre line for the ship, so it goes roughly where that drill is. So, do I put a railgun in, or do I add a ship? I mean, that's a choice I've got, really. I have left that hole at the back, so I can add a ship there. Which would probably make more sense. That then gives me the option of putting a railgun on the front if I wanted to in the future. And I've got a feeling that that unidentified signal might need a railgun. Does mean facing the ship towards the opponent and pressing fire. If I place it where the drill is, I can use the crosshair from this viewpoint as a targeting. For targeting. It'll be inaccurate, but it won't be bad. If we place it further down, on the nose, because there is a slot below it, as you can see. I left a slot there in case I wanted to use that. Then you'd need a camera to be able to do the targeting. And you'd have to switch that camera view and target. I think I prefer to replace the drill. Which is why I'm heading to a space station. To replace that drill, I'd need a drill somewhere else. And there's one at that space station just, well, docked. The capacity on that isn't as large, obviously, because it's not attached to the main ship, but it's big enough. Is it good enough? I think so. It does provide some interesting ideas. Okay, I'll think about that, but I'm not sure that I want to do it on stream, because we are getting to the stage where I am going to go straight towards that unidentified signal and work it out. I mean, that's the objective I've got. I don't think it comes up on the planner, does it? It won't come up on that screen. It would have to come up on progression, I'm guessing. Decorative sparks of the future. What the heck's that? Not sure. A spherical block that reacts to gravity, really? Interesting. So I'm not seeing on here things that would require future tech. I'm going to call it future tech because I don't know what to call it. So it doesn't come up on there. Huh. Oh, this is all the sci-fi stuff, isn't it? Okay. There's Warfare 1, Warfare 2 and Wasteland. Okay. Fine. I would need to know what to look up. It's Prototech, isn't it? Is it? Is that on here? It is. A fusion reactor. So these are the next tier up from what we can make from ion drives. You go upwards. This goes in. This is the end game stuff. Prototech machinery. And a cooling unit. So there's weird stuff in here and you have to learn how to make it, obviously. So there's that. And that comes from this unidentified signal, I'm guessing. Which means that you're not just salvaging, you're actually transferring blocks from whatever you're tackling to your own ship. Interesting. Because you can't make Prototech. No, we can't make it using a normal assembler, so we would need a Prototech assembler. I'm guessing. And you probably need a Prototech refinery. That would take some time to do, wouldn't it? Because what you're doing then is you're tackling what is possibly an alien race with better equipment. So I am thinking a railgun would come in handy. What does it take to make a railgun? Just out of interest. Nickel, silicon, gold and iron. Looking at uranium, which we've got. So we can actually use one. We do have the necessary resources. It's something that you wouldn't have on automatic fire, so it'd be manual only because it's a fixed item, not a turret. I mean, it's a valid thing to make. How much ice are we carrying? Four, 7, 8. That's fine. I'm trying to think of a possible course of action. that doesn't present spoilers, but I don't think I've got that option. A little awkward. Alright, I know what I need to do then. So I don't know how many people have actually completed the final objectives. I mean, there's the exploration of all the planets. I've done that before. But the unidentified signal I've never done. I probably will do that, but I'm going to have to do it in private, aren't I? Ah, damn it. It's okay. It's alright. We'll chillax. It's Sunday. Just chill out. Don't worry about it. So we're now at a stage of the game where I am becoming more and more limited in what I can do. Right. That's fine. So, if people want this series to continue, there may be suggestions on what they would like to see being done. I mean, I can now travel anywhere. I can fuel this ship. I can live out in space for an infinite amount of time. Actually, we're at the stage now where we're very, very comfortable in travel and building. Basic building, that is. I haven't done any of the advanced stuff on purpose, obviously, spoilers. And, well, there's a lot of blocks there. And one of the things that you can do is look through the blocks and investigate how you can use them, how you can improve on your designs, how you can make things more efficient if you want efficiency, or make things look better if you want to make things look better, that is. I mean, I haven't gone for looks, obviously. I've just gone for the basics. But I think we've completed now the start game in the first series and the mid game in this series. I don't fancy doing a new series and doing endgame, because I think that does present too many spoilers. I think up to this point, using the basics, I've shown that we can get to a very, very comfortable position. And actually, we haven't done badly. I need to modify this ship. This back end needs a connector. Okay. We can do that when we arrive. Quite intrigued to see, now that I've got to this stage, I think I'm going to start looking around on the internet, see what other people have done, because I haven't. During all of this, I haven't looked at what other people have done. I've just gone for the solutions that I think are practical at that point in time that I was at. And it's not worked out badly. Not perfect, but not badly. Let's be honest. So I've got two options. I could explore another start that they give you in the base game, or I can look at the mods on the Steam Workshop, isn't it? Yeah, Steam Workshop. And see if... because there are scenarios on there. There are various things that people have put together. And some of them are complete scenarios where you can do adventures. And it does alter the mechanics of the game slightly. But I think I've proven that the vanilla game is good. Well worth it. But it looks like this might be the conclusion of the series. Wow. And we end up back at SS Naffa. Of all places. We should really land it on the planet, shouldn't we? So what are my conclusions about Space Engineers as a game? It's fantastic. It's fun. It can be played at your own pace. You can go as far as you want to. It's a sandbox idea, so it's whatever ideas you have, you can, and goals that you have, you can basically go and do your own kind of thing. You don't have to follow any set adventure path. You don't even have to get off a planet. You don't have to do space travel. Everything's optional. I think that's what makes it interesting to me. The space flight, it can be difficult, but I don't think it is difficult, it just can be if you want to try and work it out fully. Ask NASA. They still struggle. So, yeah. Yeah. All interesting stuff. Just trying to alter my sound again. My sound keeps... Windows is messing around with my sound. Do apologise. I'm going to pop this up on YouTube, so if you want to put a comment on it, you can. And something that I haven't addressed is Space Engineers 2. It's in development. It's currently at the alpha stage, which isn't complete enough for me to play, unfortunately. Is it going to be a better game? Possibly. I think they're keeping to the original ideas and the sandbox, so it'll be comparable, at least. I'm not sure whether they could make a better game out of the way they've built this, but I mean, visually, yes. Yeah, there's that. It's probably what they're going for. But I think our travels are coming to an end. Because there's things I would like to try now, obviously which this playthrough has gone past. And it's now knowing how the pirates work and how the combats work and the fact that they are pretty nasty is going to present me with some interesting issues in an idea that I've got for a playthrough which isn't based on exploration. What I would like to do is a playthrough based on settling down. In other words, just taking one locale and building that one locale to its max, settling down, making something that looks interesting, at the same time obviously using the blocks that I haven't used in this playthrough, which have all just been the base blocks, and building something good. I don't know if I'm capable of doing such a thing because I often get distracted, as you may have noticed. And basically doing a playthrough where I explore all the blocks that are available. Again, probably not entering the end game because of, yeah, spoilers. So, yeah. We're back up to a reasonable amount of gold again. Good. That'll give me a start position if I want to continue this playthrough, because we'll need that gold. Alright, we're back in the locale of SS Nafa. Starts at 25 kilometers, its locale. And it's quite weird because I don't have any worries about travel now. We have jump drives so we can get fuel at any time at the ice asteroids. We've got uranium to meet any power needs. We've got platinum to build ion engines and anything that requires platinum. We've got a bit of gold now, again, so that requirement's okay. Yeah, I think we've got basically everything we need to survive out in space infinitely. And that was my goal for this series, really. Works out well. So somewhere right in front of me is a space station. Shall we try not crashing into it? So, to do a settling down series, I would have to overcome one single hurdle. One major single hurdle. And that is pirates. How to deal with the pirates. I think I've learnt enough from this playthrough to understand the kind of defence we'd need to defend against pirates. But we would need also to be able to take the fight to them and do that successfully. I don't know how that would work out. Could be complete disaster. Probably think about it over the next couple of days and see if I come up with a good idea, then I'll do it. Could we fight pirates with drones type of idea? Alright, we have a visual. Barely. There it is. Right, yeah, we're going in the right direction. We're fine. That planet got awfully close, all of a sudden, didn't it? Ah. Planets have a way of creeping up on you, I think. Ion Engine's test run successful. Fuel usage is now better. Interesting. I think I could play around with that a bit more, but and there it is, SS Nafa, 10 kilometers away. We're home-ish. Amazing. We're actually home in one piece. Even more amazing. I don't want to get too close to that rock. Yeah, that should do. Ooh, what's just popped in? A commercial hopper. Ooh. Trying to work out which way up it is. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, one of the good things is we don't need to dock. That commercial hopper's coming in a bit fast. Hope he misses us. Yeah, he is. He's missing us. He's fine. Awesome sauce. Right, I can see that's there. So let's turn over. So that was the same way up. We got a bit close to the rock. Oops. Never mind. Uh-huh. Let's do approach speed. I don't fancy going in at 200 miles an hour. So this was our original space station. Let's just not get too close to it. Please. Wow, doesn't it look small compared to what we've done since? Compared to this great big ship. Where's our centre of turning? Ah, it's not so bad. That looks okay. Lovely. There we go. We are now at a space station. And one of the things that I can do is turn this into a space station, which is also nice. So that's what we'll do. Okay. There we go. So this gives you an idea of how much the ship has grown. It's bigger than the space station we started with, which in itself is amazing. That's the ship hanging up there that we can fit on the back. It's looking like we're going to fit it on the back. And that's basically what would happen next to go after the unidentified signal. I probably need to take that spaceship. It doesn't have jump capability. Might have to solve for that. It has survival, but not jump. Might be okay. I think it'd be fine. And we can build other things if we need to. Right, because there are resources on there as well. And there's resources on the ship. That is amazing. And that is the conclusion. The conclusion to the story of the Snafu and what did we call this thing? Yeah, the Snafu Explorer. Amazing, amazing stuff. So let's have a quick look at this. Okay, just grab a quick bio break, and then we'll just have a look at something. So, under Space Engineers, there's the DLCs, obviously, downloadable content, which you can buy. And there's also this workshop. So, search, share your creations. There's loads and loads and loads of stuff on here. Most popular. To give you an idea, and in all languages it would seem. A food truck, okay. Block exploration, respawn, script, mod packs. Planets, product experimentals. Okay. I'm not sure how you would find certain things. You could do it by name. by doing research across probably the interwebs. A space TIE fighter. Wow. Other copyright material I can't use. A heavy Corvette. Interesting. Revenant. Okay, yeah, right. Custom turret controller programming. Wow, there's a lot of things to explore on here. Different skyboxes. If you don't like the way the stars look, you can change the background skybox. There's lots and lots of stuff you can do in here. And also, if you look at Space Engineers itself, you can modify not just your playthrough, but also your initial startups, or how can you put it? So if I press new game, as you can see, there's different variations on what you can start with. Empty world. Wow. Not sure how that one works. So you can start and you can customize. So if you hit customize, you can choose mods. And as you can see, I've got all of these mods from ages and ages ago that I noted for doing different things. And you can just slide them across and activate the mod, and it'll download it and place it within the scenario that you're playing. It's all integrated for you. It's all done. Normally what I use is just a basic standard star system, and this has various different starts which you can modify. Should go to a page for that. Yeah, so these are all the different starts that you can have. I'm thinking about that space pod one, but yeah, I mean, the one I chose obviously was that. That gives me the Earth-like pod and drops you to the Earth on starting. The space pod just pops you in space with this little diddy ship. And of course you can make it multiplayer as well. So it starts with ion engines. That's interesting. Okay. How do I get out of this? Oh, there we go. So these are the things that you can do. You can do an awful lot with this program outside of vanilla. And that's the point. The more complicated you make it, I wouldn't say the slower it runs, because it doesn't really. It's not how things work. But the more you do with this, you've got to be slightly careful not to overload the system, I guess. But the system is robust enough that you can put it under quite heavy load. So I think that's worth playing with. And of course all of that's free. Just go back to the workshop a minute. Does it say how many? you can see exploration 124,000. So there's about, yeah, there's going to be a lot. Scenarios, there you go. 206 scenarios to look through. So different starts, also having different rules. Scenarios survive. Planetary battlefield. Wow. So you can see there's an awful lot of these to look through, which you can use instead of the ones that are given by the vanilla game. And these will give you player deathmatch. Oh, 2 to 4 players. All right, cool. And I think it's interesting to see what people have come up with. The other thing you could do is do your own. So here, it's actually the third one down now, but it's quite recent. This is rather recent, June the 24th, the 2025. So it's recent at the time of recording. Modding guides. So there is quite a lot of information given by the developers themselves and guiding you on how to do your own mods. So you can do your own. If you don't find what you want, or you can find something that's close to what you want, load that mod over to your computer, and then use the modding tools which this will guide you to alter whatever has been given. So you can modify mods. Yeah. And there's no harm in doing that. I mean, it's as long as you're doing it for yourself. I mean, there's no selling of mods really. I don't think there's any cost to them. It's all done by the community. So there is a good community backup and help. I think it's rather a good system. It's a good integrated system, and obviously the developers fully support it, sort of, up to a point. I mean, as much time as they can spend on it, they will support it. So, is this worth it? I think so. I think so. £7.74. Yeah, £7.74 for what is literally a massive game with massive variation. Okay. Is it worth it? Yeah. Absolutely. So that's my take on what we've done. I think it's amazing, absolutely amazing what you can do in this game and where you can take it. Your imagination is the limit. There are restrictions and boundaries. Obviously, you've got the game engine and things like that. But at the same time, you can work with those boundaries and you can probably expand upon them a little bit. You can't push it too far, but you can expand upon it. So go ahead. Download it. Go enjoy. Space Engineers 2, looking forward to it. I want to see the full game before I decide on it, but the alpha looks okay. Take care, peeps. Thanks for popping by. get out there and enjoy.